Have you ever been scammed by Brad Pitt? Joking aside, this is the first time I have come across such a convincing scammer news. I would like to talk briefly about the news before moving on to the details of the news. The development of these artificial intelligences and the fact that they are more advanced can make our lives easier on the one hand, but on the other hand, it can ruin it, especially by using deepfake, adding someone else's face to another person. Even our accounts can be entered into our phones protected by face recognition very easily. And worst of all, our bank accounts can be entered, and the money we have saved throughout our lives can disappear in 5 minutes. So no matter how much we know how to use artificial intelligence, we should also know how to protect ourselves from it. If we go into the details of the news, a woman in France sent more than $800,000 to that scammer, believing that the man she talked to was Brad Pitt. At first, you say things like how he sends it, but if we look at the pictures used by the scammer, it is very easy to believe. In my opinion, you can already see the photos on the screen. Now, let's continue. The platform they talked on is Instagram, by the way. The scammer said that he was divorced with Angelina Jolie, and that's why his bank accounts were blocked, and even that he needed money for kidney surgery. Okay, fine, you are being scammed, let's ignore everything. But if you had checked the Instagram account you were talking to, you would have realized that it was fake. Nobody sends more than $800,000 to a Brad Pitt account with few followers, which is a very big money, so it is claimed that more money was sent. Who knows? That money may have reached millions. Well, how did the woman realize that she was scammed? Frankly, I found it a bit funny here. He realized that all the photos and videos were fake and that he was scammed when Brad Pitt was in the news with his new girlfriend. And the most surprising thing is that the scammer told the woman that he was in love with her and made her believe him somehow. And even the woman believed in this event so much that she divorced her own husband and sent the compensation money to Brad Pitt. So most of what I have told you is true. There may be some false ones among them. And like you, I find details from news pages on Twitter and tell you my own criticism. Even this conversation lasted 11 months. We can say that it was almost 1 year. The scammer fooled so well that he was able to get a lot of money. I put the photos that the woman believed in on the screen. Tell me, would you believe these photos if you were you personally? I would not believe it. This issue has become very popular on Twitter, and the humor has started to seem very funny to me. I put the jokes on the screen respectively for you to read. So we were not even as loved as Brad Pitt, let alone $800,000. Even $100 were not given to us just because they loved us. Anyway, no need to be sad. Luck will laugh in our faces in the future. Let's come to our topic. This is one of the bad sides of technology. You have clearly seen that this woman was defrauded of $800,000 using artificial intelligence. And no, she was convinced not because she was stupid or unintelligent, but because the photos were made very beautifully using artificial intelligence. If we show these photos to 100 people passing by, I am sure that 90 of them will believe that some of the photos are real. The problem here is how we can protect ourselves from this situation, or how we can question ourselves instead of believing in such things. Yes, the photos are very convincing, but was the Instagram account convincing? I don't think so. The fraudster's account was not shown on the news pages. Most likely the account had a high number of followers, and this follower was a bot follower. And on top of that, in order to be more convincing, he bought a verified badge by paying a fee to Instagram, which increased the credibility. Instagram's biggest mistake is to sell the blue badge to its followers for a small monthly fee. Since he did this, that verified badge has no value. Personally, I do not use a verified badge on my own Instagram account because it does not matter. It is strange how the woman could be fooled so easily, of course. If I were in her place, I would look at the account that wrote to me, and I would also investigate whether Brad Pitt has an account on Instagram that he really uses. As a result, the real problem is the advancement of artificial intelligence and the problems it brings. Although it seems to make our lives easier for now, we cannot know what kind of problems it will cause in the future. Especially deep fake means that not me, not you, but everyone is on the edge of everyone. If you think about it by saying why they should not do such things to me, you can take precautions more easily and quickly. You should pay close attention to the person you are talking to. If he introduces himself as a celebrity, you should do a good research. You should look at who you are throwing what photos and videos to. It is very easy to ruin a person's life using the current artificial intelligence. I think this artificial intelligence should stop somewhere. Besides the convenience it brings things that can affect our lives very badly. I'm not saying let's completely abolish artificial intelligence. I'm not saying let's not use it. I think there is something that has already been said for a long time. I'm sure you've heard it. They say that after a certain point, technology will not develop. We will have entered a period of stagnation. I constantly hear and see this sentence. I personally don't think that we can develop forever. Well, does Brad Pitt really have an Instagram account? No, no. You can search and see it very easily on Instagram. 1 million accounts come up. But he already states in his biography that he has a fan account. There are already very rare names from Hollywood actors who do not have an Instagram account. Is there anyone in your circle who does not use Instagram anymore? There is no one in my circle. It is already strange when there is someone who does not use Instagram in your circle. Do you think that one of them is Brad Pitt? I thought Brad Pitt had an Instagram account until this news came out, but when I searched and looked, I saw that he did not have an Instagram account. Have you noticed that the news of fraud using artificial intelligence has increased recently? Have you noticed that the world is now going towards believing what you see and hear on the internet? We could believe everything we saw and heard on the internet before because technology and artificial intelligence were not so advanced. But now, shared videos and photos are made with artificial intelligence. Sounds can be copied. Now, I would not be surprised if there is something like believing what you see and hear in real life in the future. They can say, believe what you touch, so I expect such a sentence from people. Today, these technologies, which only make our lives easier, can also create a huge security gap. We all spend time on social media platforms, sharing our personal information, photos, and videos. But on the other hand, this data can also fall into the hands of malicious people and become a tool for manipulation. Artificial intelligence, which makes our lives easier for the moment, could ruin our lives in the future. A woman in France sent more than $800,000 to a scammer she recognized as Brad Pitt. One of the most concrete examples of this is when she divorced her own husband and even sent the settlement money to this fake Brad Pitt. It really amazes me how a scam of this magnitude and over such a long period of time can happen. Many people tend to trust accounts with verification badges on social media. This even makes it easier for fraudsters. The blue badge on Instagram is considered a verification mark, but it doesn't mean much anymore, because these badges can be purchased for a few dollars. Thanks to this badge, fake accounts look real. I think that social media platforms should not only protect user information, but also take more stringent measures to prevent fake accounts and prevent such fraudulent activities. But for now, social media companies are falling short in this regard. Platforms like Instagram and Facebook should take more effective steps to create a safer digital space beyond just relying on verification badges and fighting fake accounts. Because such scams not only cause money loss, but also seriously threaten people's digital security. Technology permeates every moment of our lives. Yes, these technologies offer us many conveniences, but they also pose a great threat. With advanced technologies like deepfakes, it is easier than ever to ruin our lives. The only way for people to feel safe is to rely on accurate information and secure platforms. But unless such platforms take more security measures, users will continue to be at great risk. Therefore, we should always be cautious and questioning in the digital world. Yes, such incidents not only affect a person's life, but also shake the public trust and understanding of digital security. The internet and social media have become an indispensable part of our lives. While people use these platforms for social interaction, information, and entertainment, their digital identities can be at serious risk. While social media and digital technologies make our lives easier, it is not easy to deal with the security risks and potential threats that come with them. I think the real problem here is how vulnerable human psychology is to this kind of digital manipulation. Especially when people feel lonely or emotionally empty, they may accept virtual connections with people they don't know as real. This makes it easier for scammers and manipulators. It is actually part of human nature to believe in the sincerity of a face without questioning the reality behind a photograph. Therefore, in the digital world, it becomes even more important to be cautious and questioning at all times. As technology advances, so does the potential for misuse. Technologies like deepfake have made video manipulation incredibly easy. In the coming years, the introduction of such fake videos into our lives could pose a major threat not only to personal security, but also to social trust. We are moving towards a world where not only individuals, but also organizations, companies, and even governments can be manipulated with fake content. This situation increases the importance of digital media literacy even more. At this point, users and platforms have a huge responsibility. Social media companies need to introduce more regulation not only against fake content, but also against the technologies used to create it. To prevent the rapid spread of fake content created by artificial intelligence and deep fake technologies, platforms should develop more advanced detection systems and take more effective measures against such manipulation. For example, platforms could develop tagging systems to help users determine the authenticity of the content they encounter. In conclusion, as much as we discuss the conveniences that technology and artificial intelligence bring to human life, we should also discuss the dangers they pose. Deepfakes and other manipulation tools are powerful enough to threaten not only people's safety but also the social fabric. Increasing digital literacy, making social media platforms more secure, and raising awareness of users will be one of the most important measures that can be taken against such threats in the future.